Did you know that cult recruiters hold the secret to stopping your next binge eating? And yes, I know this is a little out there, but stay with me because in this episode, I'm going to show you exactly how your brain is wired to obey the wrong voice and how to actually take your authority back so that you can stop those sabotaging emotional eating patterns. You are going to get the three parts of you that are driving your cravings, why fighting those urges actually makes your cravings worse, and then finally, the four questions that you can ask yourself to stop a binge before it even starts. I'm Holly Bertone, former FBI Chief of Staff for Counterintelligence, now known as the Emotional Eating Profiler and Coach. And I've helped hundreds of women stop emotional eating by using the same psychological patterns that control human behavior. Because if it's worked against us, that means you can use the exact same tactics to have it now work in your favor. And let me show you how this works. This is going to be a short but extremely impactful episode and one that you're actually going to want to listen to again. I had a call in my program this week where my students learned how to actually use cult recruiter influence techniques to brainwash themselves to shut down emotional eating. And yes, you heard that correct. And credit where credit is due. Some of the principles I took from my FBI days, but the majority of this particular call, it was based on what I learned from my coach and my mentor, Chase Hughes. And we covered two of the four principles of this model in this particular call. And in this video today, I want to share with you the second principle, which is authority. Now, we're not going to get into the actual brainwashing techniques because that's what my students pay for. But I want to dive deep into the context so you have a full and complete understanding about why this works so well. And you might be wondering what authority and cult recruiters has to do with brainwashing and emotional eating. When it comes to emotional eating, you are not in charge. And you probably know this. You're listening to this because you are an emotional eater. You know your brain just checks out when you're on that binge. This is your primal brain operating beyond any kind of logic. There are plenty of reasons why someone would binge or emotionally eat. But one of the biggest drivers is unmet needs. And when we're dealing with unmet needs, there will be one of these three parts of you who is screaming the loudest. Now, the three parts of you, they're the toddler throwing a toddler-sized meltdown and tantrum. It's the rebellious teenager saying, I don't care, I'm going to do it anyway. And the adult tyrant who needs to feel in control when everything is out of control. And all three of these are a part of you. One of them is screaming to be heard. You might be like, okay, Holly, this is a little weird. But think about it this way. Emotions are not good or bad. They are just signals to let us know how we need to operate in that moment. But none of us are taught to how to actually listen to our emotions or how to actually listen to our needs, to be kind, to be gentle to ourselves. So what do? We inhale the comfort food because that is the only way we find comfort, even if that comfort is just temporary. By the way, if you're getting value out of this video, hit that thumbs up and subscribe button. Knowing that, what do you think these three pieces of yourself, the toddler, the teenager, and the tyrant, what are they trying to communicate to you? So let's break this down. Toddlers have meltdowns because they do not know how to communicate their feelings. They barely have words at this point. They are still brand new people in this world. They are just trying to figure it all out. Teenagers are becoming their own person. This age is literally hardwired to be rebellious. And then the adult tyrant, she needs to be in charge. She needs to be the CEO, but no one is listening to her. And just like any random toddler or teenager or adult tyrant knows exactly how to command authority and attention, if you're around any of them, you know exactly what I mean. You know they have your full attention. This is exactly what those three pieces of yourself are doing. So one of these three is in control. One of these three has the authority over you, whether you like it or not. And guess what? When one of these three is in control, guess who has zero control over the comfort food and the cravings? Your toddler is eating everything in sight because she's overwhelmed or she's overstimulated and she needs an outlet. Your teenager is eating everything in sight because she has felt restricted or deprived. Your tyrant is eating everything in sight because she has completely lost control over the situation. The limbic system in your brain, it operates from two wiring systems. First is what is hardwired at the primitive level, meaning this is what gets passed down from generation to generation, and we are hardwired to obey authority. Think doctor, policeman, judge, teacher. Second is what is soft coded, and this is based on your own experiences and beliefs and habits and patterns over the decades of your own life. You don't need to figure out if you are binge eating because of hardwiring or soft coding. But what is helpful is to figure out who is in authority and why. So, how do you make that shift from your toddler, your teen, or your tyrant being an authority over you and your emotional eating to you actually taking the control back? The best way to break this down is to ask yourself these 4 questions. Number 1, am I craving food or am I craving something else right now? Number 2, is there an unmet need that I need right now? Number 3, is this unmet need from my toddler who doesn't know how to communicate, my teenager who wants to be rebellious, or my tyrant who wants to be in charge? And then number 4, what can I give my toddler, my teenager, or my tyrant right now and instead of food so that they feel in control? Because the goal isn't to silence the toddler, the teen, or the tyrant. You actually want to listen to what they need. Once you can give them a voice and give them what they need, you stop making it about the food. And if you're geeking out about this and you want to actually crawl inside of your brain to understand why you emotionally eat, to actually stop those sabotage patterns, that is exactly what I help my private clients do. And this is exactly what you get to experience inside of the Break Emotional Eating Accelerator. If any of this sounds interesting to you, click the link below this video and it's going to take you to another page where you can join the Break Emotional Eating Accelerator, and for a one-time investment that is less than a typical Target run. And if you're the type of woman who wants to make that investment to go all in, I will also leave a link for you to apply for private coaching. I only work with 3 to 4 clients at a time, so spots are limited based on availability. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Holly Bertone, and this is Weight Loss Forensics.